on this computer. Yes. Okay. So we're recording. And if you have any questions, chat, stop us, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We're recording, and Leslie is going to kick us off with our Power Hour / inviting/goodness.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go through this really quick because I don't want to take up too much of your time. My gosh, that call was amazing. Like,
so good.
All I want to do is talk about Shakeology now and how it's changed my life. Y'all just want to stop and just each share our testimonies?
Give me your why.
Anyway, yeah. No, that was so awesome. But okay, so I'm going to go through real quick. What I'm going to go through are our 4 vital behaviors super quick. And then we're going to do a little exercise. Hopefully you guys saw the memo where I wanted you guys to take a sheet of paper and fold it in half. Have you guys done that? Do you have that? If not, get a piece of paper and fold it in half. And then, awesome. And then what I wanted you guys to do is to download the PhotoFi app. Did you guys do that on your phones? Yeah? Okay. Some of you may already have that. Some of you may not. I'm going to show you how to create a graphic on PhotoFi. I also asked you guys to have a picture of yourself, a cute workout picture of yourself ready. So hopefully you guys have that too. But I need to plug my phone in here because I'm going to be sharing my screen here in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to go over the vital behaviors. Number 1, product of the product. I mean, hello, how are we supposed to get anyone to believe us if we are not being a product of the product, right? We need to be drinking our Shakeology every day, and we need to be doing a program. We need to make sure that we have done and are doing a program start to finish. It's very important that you have that under your belt because honestly, if you're not doing a program start to finish, well, you're not going to have the results that you're wanting, right? You're just going to kind of be guessing what to do. And so doing a program from start to finish, man, and if you're doing the nutrition part of your program, if you're drinking your Shakeology every day, I mean, if you're not having results from that, then you probably need to go see a doctor. You probably got something medical going on. But you should be seeing results. So product of the product. Okay, another vital behavior, inviting. You've got to invite people to your team. You've got to invite people to your challenge groups. If you're not personally inviting, then you are not going to have anyone in your challenge groups. It's just part of it. We have to do it, and there is a way to do it, and there was a way to not do it. And so we'll, as we go on through this group, we will learn the do's and don'ts of inviting. Okay, there's a great way, and then there's an icky way. Okay, and then number 3, personal development. This is the number 1 vital behavior, I would think. Anytime I feel like I am in a slump, anytime I feel like I am not where I want, I'm not being consistent in the area, maybe I'm skipping workouts here and there, or maybe I'm letting a little too many cheats come in, or, well, it typically comes down to I'm not doing my personal development like I should be, or I need to up it. So pick something. It can be personal. The personal development can be something in your personal journey that speaks to you in that way, or it could be something professional, leadership, business way. And back in our Dream Big files, you will see a list of personal development books, and they're all amazing. So the first book that I started out with was The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I listened to it every single time I was in the car. It was probably 10 minutes per day, and it changed my freaking life. I mean, my mindset was so changed through that book. I mean, it was no more excuses for me, because I was making every excuse under the sun, you know? This is the book that taught me the 98 percenters and the 2 percenters. And it made me want to be one of the 2 percenters, right? 98% of people will start something and never finish. 2% of the people will finish. And I want to be the 2%. I know all of you do too, because you wouldn't be here. So get the compound effect. If you've not read that, it's amazing. If you were struggling on your personal journey, I would suggest Made to Crave. It is absolutely amazing. It is biblical. It is funny. Lisa is hilarious, and she spoke to my heart. I mean, man, she had my struggles. And so she's very relatable. That is a wonderful book. I would highly suggest that. So personal development. If you did nothing else, do personal development and everything else will fall into play. Okay, and then the 4th vital behavior is recognize. Recognize your teammates. Recognize your challengers publicly. Everybody likes to be recognized for a job well done, right? Recognize those people. Recognize your challengers in your challenge groups. Recognize your coaches on your team that are doing amazing. And it may be their very first time even posting anything on their personal page. If they are taking that leap of faith, they need to be recognized for that. So recognize everybody. That's amazing. I mean, it feels great to be recognized. So those are the vital behaviors. You can study up more on them in the back office. That goes kind of more in depth. But what I want you guys to do is to fold a piece of paper in half. And on one side of the paper, I would like for you to write down my life before Beachbody. Okay? And then on the right-hand side of the piece of paper, I want you to write down my life since Beachbody. Okay? And so I was going to take like 5 minutes and have a moment of silence and let you guys go ahead and fill all those things out. But jot down on each side about 4 things. Your life before Beachbody, and then how your life has changed since Beachbody, okay? And after you write those things down, I want you to read over them. That is your story. That's it right there. That is your story. And that is where you start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of I'm going to share a screen here to my iPhone. I need to remember how we did that today. Let me see. Bear with me for a few seconds, guys. AirPlay. Here we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you an example. I copied and pasted a few. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to use my thing. I copied and pasted a few of my. Can you guys all see that? Okay. Just a few of my past posts. These are what I would call to actions. It's kind of piggybacking off of your free group. Once you have invited to your free group and you've done that and you've started your free group, well, now it's time to start thinking about your group that people are going to buy challenge packs for, right? I call them, my 30-day groups or my 21-day groups. And so what I did was I basically took my notes from my page that was folded in half. I explained what my life was like before Beachbody, and sorry guys, and then I explained what my life is like since Beachbody. And when I did that, I also posted a before and after picture of myself. Okay. And so if you don't post a before and after picture, if you have a transformation, you need to post it. Okay. I will tell you that the number one, I get the most responses when I post a transformation picture of myself. I still need to show that this works for other people, so I still post transformations of other people. Like I share Martha's amazing transformation I share Martha's transformation all the time. Oh gosh, I'm sorry guys, hold on. So you still need to be able to share other people's transformation, but the most responses that I get are from posting my own transformation. Now you may be saying, oh my gosh, I am not posting a picture of myself in, a sports bra. And that's okay. I have had some coaches that, well, for me, y'all, I'm telling you, my life has been transformed so much from this that I do not care about myself being in a sports bra right here. Like I am so excited to feel so fantastic, and I so desperately want other people to relate to me and other moms to know, hey, you can feel so good with this, that I am not embarrassed anymore to post pictures like this. But in the beginning, I probably would have been. And so what I've had some coaches do is they take pictures from behind where they're not showing their face. And, the pictures from behind are just as powerful. Or I've even had a person standing on the scale showing the number. And then guess what? 2 weeks later, they're on the scale again and it's showing the number went down 5 pounds. And they've just done that until they are comfortable in their own skin. And then they share their bodies. And then, oh my gosh, Success Club a zillion. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So anyway, that is just one, sorry guys, that is just one example of one of my posts. Here is another example. And I will post these examples in our group so that you have time to read over them. Just know that a call to action post where you're sharing your story, which you need to do often, is not going to work just once. People need to see that you are consistent with your call to actions and that you are running these groups and that you will always be running these groups every month. Okay, that just builds trust, all right? So, you may start your group and not have very many people want to join you. But I guarantee you in 4 to 6 months, if you're still posting that you're doing groups and you're sharing your story and you're posting your transformations, you're going to get people that are like, oh, she's for real. And then they're going to go, oh man, I really relate to her. You are planting those seeds and eventually people will come around. So, all righty. So this is just another one of my posts. This is, a more recent transformation. So I totally had a spray tan. I'm really not that dark. But anyway, so it's important that you share your transformations often because you will get the best response from that. Okay, so, all right. So if everybody could get their phone out and go to their PhotoFi app. And I'm going to give everybody a second to get there. Okay, is this the screen that you guys are seeing? I may need to take an update. I don't know. It may not be the screen that you're seeing. Okay, so what you'll do is you will just click on Photos and Collages. And then you're going to go to Camera Roll. Okay, so if you are, you should have a zillion selfies of yourself on your camera roll. Okay, because you need to take a zillion selfies so that you can find one that is acceptable for posting. And so I asked you guys to take a good workout picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. I use humor a lot of times in my posts. And so, and so you will find, sorry guys, I keep getting interrupted. So y'all pick on a picture that that you would like. So here we go. And then once you get the picture up of yourself, then you're going to click on where you see add text. And then on the very bottom, you can scroll over to where it has the big T and click on the big T. And then whatever you want to say. I'm going to post calling all hot mess mamas. So I've done that, and then I'm going to click up at the top, apply. Okay, now this is in white, so what I'm going to do is you can see where it says background. Click, do y'all see where it says background right here? Okay, click on background, and what I'm going to do is I am going to click on that, and you can use your fingers to make it big or small. Oh, shoot, sorry. Oh, gosh. Anyway, you probably have to play around with it. Anyway, that's how you add text. And I click on apply. And then what I want to do is I want to change the font. I want it to be fun. So if you will click on fonts, and then as you scroll, you're going to scroll, you will see the different fonts. I really like this one. It's one of my favorite fonts just because it's fun. And so then click on apply. I don't know how to get my face down. I have to play edit photo. No, edit layout. No. Anyway, I probably just need to play with it a little more. But what you can do is when you hit edit layout, you can click on border, and you can even add a fun border. That's a terrible example, but if you play around with it, you'll get it. That's just the gist of it. So when you're finished with your photo, I want you to click on apply. And then I want you to click on done. When you click on done and you scroll all the way down, do you see where it says more share options right here? Click on more share options and then click on save image. And boom, that is saved into your camera roll. So you can do collages, you can do before and after. It's super duper easy. This was the very first program that I started working with, and it's one that I continue to work with. So what I would suggest that you guys do, because this is the just tell me what to do group, I would suggest that I'm gonna get out of this. Let me make sure. Okay. Stop share. Okay. So what I would suggest is that you get familiar with one program and just use it. Because when you get familiar with one program, you learn it forwards and backwards, and you're not wasting your time trying to figure out different programs. This one has worked for me just fine for 2 years. So there may be another program that you're comfortable with, and if that's you, then great, use that one. But I just wanted, if there's anyone on this call that had no idea how to even do a picture like that, I just wanted to show you how to do it. So my challenge for you would be tonight, before you go to bed, get your picture on PhotoFi. Create your story. My life before Beachbody, my life after Beachbody. I'm going to be posting my examples. Now remember, don't copy anybody. Make it your own. If you're funny, be funny. If you're not funny and you're, just a pretty serious person, make it serious. You want to be you. So I'm going to challenge you to do that. And at the end of your post, you need to tell everyone, hey, I'm running a challenge group. It's worked so much for me that I want to share it with everyone I know. I'm running a 21-day group in December. Let's get healthy for the holidays so we don't just blow it. And if you're interested, comment below, okay? You always, always want to end it with, if you're interested in this, comment below. I'm in, or I'm down, or me, or whatever. But you always want that. And then if someone says, I'm interested, then you tell them, okay, I'm going to go ahead and message you the details. But anyway, so I just kind of wanted to go through that process with you so you know how to put up a call to action post for your 30-day group. And with that, the great Martha.
I love it. I love it. The great Martha / Kristen Sharp.
Yes.
So my name is not Kristen Sharp. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Martha Robertson. And I would love to be Kristen Sharp because she's one of my favorite people in the world. But I also love my life. So there's that. So having a system when you're thinking about all of these things and all of these plans and all of these things that you're inviting to, having a system and a way to keep it all straight in your brain and who you're talking to and who you messaged yesterday and who you messaged 4 years ago and who you talked to that said that they wanted to try it, maybe not this month, but next month, or maybe not this month, but maybe like 3 months from now. Like all of those things like will get lost. I promise. Like, I don't care how wonderful you are and how amazing your brain works. Having a system is key. So when it comes to all of those things that make us coaches and all of those things that we do to get our story out there, having a system and having it all in place and organized is really, really important, right? So there are lots of different ways to keep yourself organized and to keep your brain in one place. I personally really, I have a planner that I write names. So this is basically like if you've heard about the power of 3, that concept where you take 2 to 3 people in each of the categories that I'm going to introduce you to and talk about in each of those categories. You have 2 to 3 people. I'm going to talk to that many people, and these are the specific people because I have to have it in my brain, like who I'm talking to. So this is a happy planner. I got it from Michael's on sale around the new year. It's great. I can add extra columns. I can add extra whatever I want. So I am a pen and paper girl, and I actually transfer it over to, I have a spreadsheet on my computer that keeps me organized as to like who I'm talking to, what I'm inviting to, those kind of things. So that is the system that works good for me. You've heard of TMZ. We've talked about that. That is yes, Miss Leslie loves her TMZ. We have, and that's a computer, like a website based, it's all online, everything's there. Les.
Yeah, so TMZ is fantastic for people who just need to be told what to do. Basically, it enters in all of your contacts into this computer system, and it gives you the names each day of who you need to be talking to and who to follow up with.
Right.
If you've done your shake all, anyway, it just tells you what to do.
It tells you what to do, which is hilarious that that's not what I use because that's totally my thing. That's totally why
Well,
I'm
but
working with this group is
it
because
is $30. So it's an investment. It's
it is
$30.
an investment.
But
So
it's worth it to
that
me
is,
because I wouldn't have it.
yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, so Team Z is you said 30, is that right? $30 a month for that. You know, obviously, you know, I paid for this, but whatever. It's tax deductible. Yes, thank you, Kristen. So tax deductible, Team Z is tax deductible in your business expensive. And moving on.
Happy
So
Planner is too, by the way.
do what?
Your Happy Planner is too, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah. Yes, that is. It's true. So all of the tax deductibles. So whether you choose to go the pen and paper, whether you choose to go like a spreadsheet on your computer, whether you choose to go Team Z, and anywhere in between, and all the gamut and both sides, pick something that works for you. That's really like it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you're keeping yourself organized. Like there's no right or wrong way. If you try to do something because that's what somebody told you to do, it's probably not going to work. So if you pick something and you find something, this is what I've been doing since literally day one, is my program on my computer. So pick something that works for you and do it. Keep track that way. So tracking your activity is key. And that's one of the reasons why we have talked about the win the week. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to get there, I promise. So I have way too many things open right now. So the win the week is really important because we're going to be focused in our activity, right? It's going to take a little while for it to pull up. But we are going to be focused in our activity, and that's why it's going to work. Because, so I know I went away, but now you can see what I'm talking about. So we're going to be focusing on, can y'all see my screen right now? Awesome. Okay. So we're going to see the 15 new friends, 15 connects, 15 invites, and 15 follow-ups. So that's what we're going to be kind of talking about right now. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I can make sure that I can see y'all too. Awesome. Okay, so these are the 4 areas that I'm going to be specifically talking about, because those 4 areas are going to be your main focus for your quote-unquote power hour. So if you've ever heard that and you don't know what that is, I'm pretty sure that we all know what that is. But it's the time that you dedicate, just called power hour because it rhymes. It doesn't necessarily have to be an hour. It can be power 30 minutes, and you come back 2 hours later and do your other 30 minutes. Or it can be power 10 minutes here and power 30 minutes there. And again, if it works for you and you're getting it done, that's what you need to focus on. So, but for now, in our win the week concept, we're during our power hour, I'm going to be focusing on those 4 areas. So first, because it was first on my list, connecting. So can everybody see those? Okay, so these, I'm not going to insult your intelligence and read these to you, but I just wanted to give you some examples. This will obviously be provided to you because we're recording this, so you can go back and do this. I'm also going to post a link to make sure you know exactly where I'm getting a lot of my invites that I have tweaked to sound like me, but that started as a script in the Dream Big team files. So I'll make sure that you know where that came from. But first of all, you're going to be connecting with people, whether it's someone you haven't talked to in a while, or someone that you just saw on the, at a meeting the other day, or at your kid's school, or if you're responding to a call to action post like what Leslie was telling you about. So this is, in my case, like once you put that call to action post, people are going to be responding to you. People are going to be commenting, add me. Even people that just like it, they liked it for a reason. You can reach out and thank them for that. But the people that do want more information, we're going to need to figure out why they want more information. They might not say flat out, but something like, I'm so excited, you're interested in my accountability group. ask them if you can ask them some questions to get some more information from them as to what they're looking for and what their goals are, and want to make sure that they know that you're there to help and you want to figure out what their need is so that you can meet it, right? Someone you haven't talked to in a while, this is one that I really like to do. I don't know why I was thinking of you. You were on my mind. I'd love to reconnect, that kind of thing. Some people think it's kind of weird to just strike up a conversation with somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. This is like literally how I think. Like, I think of people and I believe that it is a reason why I should reach out to them. So, I say that because that's exactly how I think. So again, like Leslie said, don't just copy and paste, but really make it sound, make it your voice and your words. So we have connected with 2 to 3 people according to our Win the Week, or the Power of 3, whatever tracker that you're using. Here are some inviting concepts. Like, one is a little bit shorter and to the point. I really liked what Stephanie shared last week with us about just straight into the point and not word vomit and not lots of information that they don't really need. You're thinking that that's very funny that I said word vomit. I know. So my 7-year-old thinks that's hilarious. So I was thinking about you. This is something that might be a little bit out of the blue, but you've already made a connection with that person, right? So I can't see if people are chatting. So if you'll yell at me if I need to stop and clarify or correct something. This is something that, like, so we have had our call to action post. You've connected with those people that have maybe commented on that. But just like Leslie said, you can't just do one call to action post and expect that to be, you're good to go and you don't have to share anything else about yourself or about the groups you're doing. You also cannot just rely on a post on your Facebook wall to invite for you, right? So that's the beauty of a personal message. You get personal with somebody and you connect one-on-one, and that is why that's where the sweet spot is. Asking someone to join you, reaching out and saying, you might have seen that I'm doing this and I would love for you to do it with me. So these are just some examples. I'm specifying when I'm starting, what my goal is, and asking someone to join me. So that's a personal way to reach out once you have done your call to action post. So that's your 2 to 3 people in that area. Following up, I know I'm like cruising through these, but I want to get through these. So following up, this is my sweet spot. This is my happy place. Checking in with people when you get crickets, or checking in with people once you have invited and you don't hear anything back from them. A few days later, give them a couple of days, especially this time of year. It's super, super busy. Don't get your feelings hurt if people don't talk back to you, because it's probably for a good reason. We can just leave it at that. So asking them if they saw the message, asking them if they had time, if they said it was something they're interested in and they have not gotten back to you after they've been like, yes, I want to do it. And then all of a sudden they disappear off the face of the earth. Ask them if it's still something that they're interested in. Lead with your fear. Say you're hoping that you're not bugging them. It's okay to do those things. The last portion down there is one of my very, very favorite things to tell people when I'm following up. I got that from, I believe, Stephanie, and I love her for it because it has saved me so much. Telling people that it's okay for them to tell you no, not now. And kind of wrapping up this whole follow-up concept. When people say, no, I'm not interested, don't let them get away. Like, don't just say, okay, that's fine, bye. Like, I think I did that a lot at the first, and I had to teach myself very, very quickly to make an appointment, make a second appointment with somebody. I totally get that this might not be the greatest timing right now. I run these groups every month. I have a new one, and there is always going to be a place with your name on it. Would it be okay if I followed up with you in a few weeks and see if the timing was better then? And then you have a possibility for next month. So those are all really things that I have come to love about following up, because I need somebody to remind me to get back with people. That is something that we all need. Finally, when you're adding people, this is another thing. This is something that I am working on. How in the world do I find people to add to my funnel? When we talk about keeping our funnel full and having these options of people, like how do I find friends? Where do I find them? Interest groups, and y'all can add as we go along, but these were just like the two that like stood out to me, just to kind of keep it simple. Interest groups and friends of friends. So say I'm in a group of moms of girls. I'm actually in a group of moms of girls. Kristen is also in that group, so I have to be really careful who I reach out to, because we have a lot of the same friends, apparently. I found you. So I'm in a group of moms of girls, and if there's somebody that I'm looking through and I say, hey, she looks a lot like me, just like in general, and oh, look, she has 2 girls, and oh, look, she lives in the Midwest, and oh, look, she's from Texas originally. Like, you can go all sorts of places with that. You can reach out and talk to these people, and it's okay to start up a conversation. Hey, I'm just in this group. I'm just now here. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird, like that there's so many women in the, like just find a common ground. I saw that you have 2 little girls. How old are they? Those kind of things. Kristen's really good about striking up those kind of conversations. Friends of friends. I hope you don't think this is weird. I say that a lot, because I think people do think I'm weird a lot. So I just kind of lead with that. We have so many mutual friends, and I'm racking my brain trying to think of if we've actually been introduced. So I know you're busy, but I'd love to connect when you get a minute. That kind of thing. So those are all ways that I reach out to people. Once I've added them as a friend, I'll send them a message, because you can still send somebody a message before they actually friend request you or confirm your friend request. So I'm going to go, I'm going to stop share so I can go back to, oh my goodness, all the chats. Yes, no word vomiting. Yeah, 15 new friends. It's a crazy block. But if you think about it as, so you like, if it helps you on your page, draw lines, like Monday is 3 people. Like I have to do that, or else I like go crazy whenever I'm looking at that block of 15. Or you can knock them all out on Monday. That works for you too. So, okay, Leslie, you got that. Yes, I'm in that group with the moms of girls. Yeah, telling people to tag a friend. If your posts are public, that you can do that. Telling people to tag a friend, especially to your new groups, like what we were talking about before. Yes. So, bottom line, people want to be talked to. People want to be reached out to and connected with, right? I mean, we wanted it when we were doing it, and we knew when our coaches were being sincere, and it's okay to tell somebody that you're nervous. It's okay to tell somebody that you don't know why you're supposed to reach out to them. It's okay to do those things. Start small. Start with those 2 people every day in those groups. So my main concern with my power hour is not getting distracted, of staying focused with my time, setting a timer. If you need to set a timer for an hour, and then when it's done, close it up and walk away. And those messages will be there whenever you get back. Leslie and I just talked about that this morning. Like, close the computer, turn off your notifications on your phone. You don't need that little red dot staring at you whenever you open it up and see your messages. So, know what you're inviting to. Okay. We talked about the free groups, and you've gotten those invites. And now we talk about our call to action. What are we inviting to? When people start asking you, well, what do I do? Know what you're inviting to. So we have our November 27th is a 21-day group for me and a lot of the other people that follow the Dream Big calendar. So just, know what you're doing. And if people say not now, ask them about next month. Stacy's going to talk a lot more about the social media aspect and how to make those. I really love how Leslie shared like how to do that call to action post, because that's it's really profound whenever somebody can say, look at what you have. What do you have to offer me? What can I find from this group? And what do I do? Like, how do I get into it? Because, we take for granted that people know to comment, please add me. So you sometimes you just have to kind of tell them. Bottom line, just pick away at it. That's your homework this week, is to look at those 4 sections down there, section them out if that helps you, and give it your best shot each day. And if it doesn't happen, do better the next day. So the consistency and that compound effect, I love that Leslie talked about that, because this is where it comes into play. The things that you do that don't seem like they're doing anything right now, like really seriously, I'm going to make friends with 3 people. Like, it doesn't seem like it does much right now, but you're keeping your funnel full. And if you can kind of keep telling yourself, like, this is all for a reason. It's like when you're in elementary school and you're like, I'm never going to use algebra. Well, this is all for a reason. Like, it's going to keep going and it's going to compound later on. And the consistency, teaching yourself and proving to yourself that you can do this every single day during the week. Like, I have my Monday through Friday business hours, and proving to myself that I could be disciplined to do that every day. Like what Isabel was talking about, like, it makes you a more complete whole person. Like, that did so much for me to have that like discipline in front of me. Like, I can do this. I can run a business. I can make something happen every single day, a little bit every day. And then later on, you can see something come of it. Leslie?
Well, and with that said, guys, listen, this is it. Like, if you follow what we just shared with you, and this is all you did, you would be successful over time. This is it. It is that simple. So don't listen. There are always going to be groups available for you, because there are some people that want that. But for me, if you just put your head down and put your blinders on and do the vital behaviors and do your power hour and just stick to the basics, man, amazing things are going to happen. If you get overwhelmed with being in this training, that training, this training, that training, it's all going to be available to you if you want it. But if that overwhelms you, don't do it. Just do this. Just do this. Right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. Yep.
I always find,
do what?
I always find that when I feel like I'm having a stressful month, or I'm like, oh man, my month is slow, it's because I've gotten away from the basics and being consistent. And every time I put my head down and put my blinders on to all the outside things, boom, all of a sudden it starts going again, And so I have to remind myself, don't do the extra things that overwhelm you. This what we are teaching you is what you need to do.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. So it is simple.
And then teach others to do the same thing.
Yep. Yep. So if it's super important for you to know something, trust that your upline coach will tag you in a post.
Yeah.
But if what you're doing is working, do it. That's another thing that I have learned. Like these basics, when they work, just do it. And there's lots of things that can distract us that are really good things. But once you get these basic things down, then you can go, okay, well, how do I make that flowery, and how to make that fluffy, and how do I make that better? But until you have good, you can't get to better. So let's work on the good for now. And then later on we can move on. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, troopers.
I know it was really a long call. Sorry, guys. Thank you. But we really wanted to, Martha and I were like, let's just get it over with in one night so that we don't take 2 nights away from our families.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank y'all so much for, it helps me to teach you. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just to reinforce it in our brains as well. So I'm going to have a more focused power hour tomorrow because of y'all. Thank you. I love it.
Oh, let's get a picture.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Oh gosh, let me take my light off of it.
Do you want me to do a screenshot? I'm going to do a screenshot.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to do that.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm going to post the link to make sure y'all know exactly where that Invite 101 document is in our Dream Big files. And then this recording will be up soon. I'm not going to even give myself, it will be up soon, I promise.
Yes. So. When somebody tells us how to do that.
Yes. I think I know how to do
Oh, you're good.
Awesome. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with us, Kristen. I hope you have a sleeping baby right now.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.